Blockchain be a catalyst for development in Africa? Here is our interview with John Lombela.
It's going to be a pretty unique show where we're talking to digital entrepreneurs and black entrepreneurs that are actually doing great things. Let it be in the marketing space, let it be in cryptocurrency. And I brought back John Lombela, a good friend of mine who's been playing in that space for quite a while. John Lombela, John is the cryptocurrency guru. I call him like that.
I'm an entrepreneur myself, all the way from South Africa. It is important to always develop new things, right? So ambitiously build new cases beyond just financial services. Yes, we believe in the financial services. I mean, Bitcoin, as a matter of fact, was created as a payment system, a peer-to-peer cash electronic system. It all started from there, but it doesn't have to stop there.
Well, welcome to another exciting episode of the Redefine Your Hustle show. I mean, this is a lovely show that we kicked off actually during the pandemic. But you know what? We do intend to keep on with this show for as long as we can, for as long as we are here to inspire the community out there, as long as we're here to inspire entrepreneurs. Remember, this is exactly for you that we put up this show together to inspire you, to educate you on things, to bring on the show somebody exciting, somebody who is doing something that will essentially be able to motivate you to actually go out there and do one of your things. I always tell people today the following: I am an entrepreneur, like a hardcore entrepreneur who really truly believe in the ability of being able to create businesses, not only one but multiple businesses, because I do believe in having multiple streams of income, right? I don't think I was actually really fitted to being a corporate entrepreneur, but you know what? Today is not about me. Today is about ladies. We are in the month of August, and this is Women's Month. So not only am I bringing the amazing, sensational, fashionista, stylist, Lendisi Dlamini, who is going to talk through her journey as an entrepreneur and how she's actually building an empire. I've had the privilege of sitting with her and spending some time. Amazing lady, amazing story. But at the same time as well, along the show, I will be able to bring to you an exciting surprise guest. She doesn't even know, Lendisi, who is going to come onto this particular show as a guest. But this is Women's Month, and we want to celebrate you guys. And as a token of appreciation to all the ladies around the world, this is what I am doing with Lendisi's blessing. So she and I are giving to a lucky winner today the opportunity for you to win a custom-made outfit. So essentially, at the end of the show, my team is going to mention to me who the winner is, and we are going to give you instruction on what you need to do for you to actually get in touch with Lendisi and make sure that you actually claim your gift. It can be this month, it can be next month, but as long as you do so this particular year, and she's going to give you access to some of the amazing thing that she has. So for you to be able to win, what do you need to do? Make sure that you share this live. If you are watching from Facebook, first of all, let me know where you're connecting from, okay? If you're connecting from Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, I think that's exactly where we're actually broadcasting live from. Make sure that on Twitter you retweet, make sure that on Facebook you share, and make sure that on YouTube you actually share as well with your community. And that's exactly how you are going to stand a chance. And also make sure that you follow my pages, right? I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, and I'm also on Twitter. So make sure that you follow all these pages for you to stand a chance to win. So we are talking about building an empire, and Lendisi is an amazing lady. Look, guys, I'm going to tell you a secret. She's making a lot of money, right? Yes, I know that because she told me so. So the one thing that you want to do is, how is she able to make that much money, and how is she able to build a brand around, being an image consultant, all that kind of stuff. I will be asking some questions to her, and without further ado, let me actually bring Lendisi on the show. Welcome, Lendisi.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. And I'm
Thank
really,
you.
really pretty much excited to have you here. And by the way, you look amazing. You look so amazing, you know.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
thank you very much indeed for accepting this invitation. Remember, this is about you. It's not about me. You represent the future of women out there. I want you today to being able to inspire the ladies, right? And by the way, for some of you guys who may not know, but she invited me on this one day. We had an interesting Zoom call, and I was privileged to speaking to an amazing pool of close to 40 ladies who are following Lendisi. And by the way, if none of you know, she has a huge Instagram following, close to 300,000 followers. Is that correct? This is on your personal page. And on your business page, you have close to 15,000. And on Facebook, she boasts a number of close to 125,000 followers. Wow. What an amazing number just for people who follow you for fashion.
Mm.
Tell me about yourself, Lendy. Talk to me about you. Absolutely. I want to know. Maybe I'm in the wrong business. Like seriously.
Really?
Tell me more.
Well, basically, as you know, I am a designer, image consultant, and stylist, and I also do some personal shopping every now and then whenever I can. But yeah, basically, that's just the formal part.
Okay, so and tell me exactly how did you become a designer? What actually led you to becoming a designer or an image consultant? I really would love to understand those elements from you before we dive into the crux of this conversation. What really led you to being a designer?
I just think it's in my blood. Really, my grandmother was quite the fashion lady. So
Nice.
was my mother. Yeah, so was my mom. But obviously, she was a pastor. She didn't have the time to actually pursue it. But she actually made clothes from scratch. So I just kind of think it's literally in my blood because I used to see my mom doing it. And
Right.
they were well dressed women. So for me, it just came easy. But obviously, with any career, it's kind of good for you to get formal training, which is
Sure.
why I went to image school, because I felt like it's one thing to design something for you because you already know what you like, but then when you have to
Right.
design for other people, that's a different story. So that's why I had to go to school for it.
Right, and fantastic. Just a quick reminder, guys. Every single person who actually jumps on this show, please tell me where you're watching from. Please tell me whether you are watching from Nigeria, from the UK, from Brussels, from South Africa, from the DRC, Congo as well. I'm actually originally from Congo, by the way, for you guys who may not know exactly my whereabouts and where I'm from. But and I see my good friend from Nigeria, Tever. Welcome on the show again. I mean, this guy's an amazing guy. He's going to be jumping on the show pretty soon. So the one thing that I want to talk about it. And I know that you have your own business, okay,
Mm-hmm.
Lendisi Creation, but also you have a foundation. I mean, I came to know about your foundation as recently, and I would like you to explain to the audience exactly what led you to, first of all, create a foundation, but most importantly, tell the audience exactly about your business, Lendisi Creations.
Well, obviously, Lendisi Creations is for now we're focusing on mainly female clothes. Target market, the working market, but obviously everybody is welcome. But my main focus is the working lady because I felt like for people that go to work, it's kind of hard for them to find the proper attire that also looks nice when you're out of the office. So you always get the basic stuff in the shops. So my main goal was to create an outfit that you could wear at work during the day. Then around 5, 6 o'clock, you can still actually step out and go to dinner with it and still look appropriate. So that was my main goal more than anything. But obviously, because I'm a designer, I make just about anything. But my main focus was to actually create very beautiful clothes that can actually step from daytime to actually nighttime.
Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
tell me, at what age, because you saw your grandma doing that, you saw your mother doing that, and can you tell me a little bit more, at what age did you start designing your own things? And you and I the other day, I came to your house, a beautiful home, by the way, beautiful home.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
and you told me that you just get this inspiration from nowhere, sometimes walking down the street, or when you go to a shop and a store, for you to actually be able to find some of these material. But what exactly really gets you that inspiration? And I'm always fascinated about you guys designers, right? What exactly really gets you that inspiration?
It's
Not
crazy.
really. I'm fascinated.
I think for me, it's the woman's body, because the woman's body has so many different elements that you can focus on at different times.
Right,
So sometimes you want to show off your legs, then I come up with a design for that. Sometimes you want to show off your arms and cover up everywhere else, then I come
right,
up with that. So mostly I just sit and think, I feel like I want to show off my legs. Then I come up with something for that. Or I feel like I just
right.
want to show off my back and cover up everywhere else. So it's literally easy. Just close your eyes and something comes, you sketch it, then you make it.
Right, right. So first of all, you have an amazing following, girl. I mean, you
Thank
are
you.
amazing. Not only do you, and you are such a great soul, a great individual. You and I have had to connect since last year, by the way. And from the get-go, we both figured out that one day you and I would be doing business. And by the
Yeah.
way, shout out to all the people who are coming on this show supporting Lendisi. And I can see the comments here. I mean, it's quite amazing. You are doing something phenomenal. And that can get you onto the status of being an influencer. How do you feel about that?
I guess if you're a designer, obviously you have to be influential, because for people to actually even want to wear what you wear, you have to be influential, because you can have the nicest designs, but if people don't feel like they kind of connect with you, it's kind of pointless.
Right. And I've seen,
Yeah.
look, I've seen how there's a bit of a story behind your post, behind your branding. There's like a personal touch to it. There's a love associated to how you dress and how you design your stuff, right? And the moment you actually post one outfit on Instagram, I normally see within the first hour the comments, and a
Yeah.
lot of people praising exactly how you look. And can you tell me exactly what is the secret sauce behind you being able to capture that particular audience the way you do?
Honestly, that I cannot explain. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I can explain that part. I just think people like what they like at the same time they like it. And really, there's nothing you can do about that, honestly. Because sometimes you can actually, sometimes you wake up and you get dressed and you're like, I look nice. The mirror says you look nice. Everyone in
Yeah,
my house, including my helper, like, oh, auntie, you look nice. And then you post and everyone be like, okay, that's nice. And you're like, but I thought I looked nice. So you can't really know what people like. It's so, which is a bit tricky as a designer, because you're not sure what people are gonna like sometimes. So
sure.
you make something and you test it out. You're like, oh, okay, I see what they like. So you kind of have to suss out your audience and be like, okay, I think my audience likes this, so I'm gonna make things that go with what they like instead of just making things about me. But then
Sure.
sometimes you make something specifically for them and they're like, nice, Lendisi. We'll see you again tomorrow. Try again. So,
But you are so down to earth.
oh, thank
And
you.
so down to earth. And I've seen other people out there who are in your business. And by the way, I want to pause on this, whereby Jessica Shoshana Schumann mentioned our mentor. I'm all about entrepreneurship. I'm all about mentorship. I'm all about business coaching. I'm all about
Yeah.
helping the entrepreneurial community out there. And you know that, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And in fact, we will be talking about that at some point. By the way, guys, remember, one of you today on this show is going to win. Yes, I will announce the winner towards the end of the show. Is going to win a custom-made outfit. You will go to Lendisi's house. She will spend time with you. She will consult with you because she does consultation, by the way, and understanding your body. And that's what she says. She's really fascinated by the woman's body, understanding your body and understanding exactly what you want. But for you to do so, remember, follow my pages on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. But most importantly, wherever you're watching from, make sure that you share as much as you can. And remember, if you have questions for Lendisi, for example, how to get started in business, you may not necessarily be a fashionista. How to get started in business? How do you raise funding? What does she do? So whatever questions you have, make sure that you line them up. We are going to pick them up, show them on the screen, and make sure that Lendisi answers those questions. She is here for you, and I've put up this platform for you guys. Remember, this is the Redefine Your Hustle show. It is a show where we understand, we bring people like Lendisi to be able to empower you guys and give you some sort of motivation, inspiration for you to be able to do your own thing as well, right? So I want to move into the next thing. And by the way, you haven't mentioned to me about the foundation. What's the idea behind the foundation?
Well, the idea is I felt like with the whole algorithm thing in terms of social media, it's not just Instagram, it's Facebook as well. They're really trying to block people. It's not as it used to be. It's a bit hard for people to be seen. And then another thing, you find that a lot of women need information on how to start a business, how to move from this field to this field, but nobody's willing to give them the information. And if you're a woman and you're coming to a man and you want to ask, oh, if I want to move from being an engineer and maybe doing what you are doing, maybe venture into property, how do we go about this? And the guy says, so what are you doing this weekend? So it makes it a bit difficult for us to actually get the information we need. So I figured, how about we start a platform where it's just us women. We interact with each other, we give each other advices. So obviously, I brought you on the other day. I bring different people to come in and help the ladies in terms of what they want to venture into. So I feel like if we are actually getting together as women, supporting each other, loving each other, I feel like there's so much more we can do. So why I started the foundation is so that all the ladies that are starting up in the business, because it's one thing to give somebody advice and be like, oh, okay, this is what you need to do and this is what you need to do. But then, like I said, so where do I market my product? So that's the tricky part. So when I opened the foundation was for the hope that we will actually post all the ladies that are in the group that are starting out businesses. Obviously, they must have nice flyers that represent the businesses. Obviously they must have obviously you need to have a great product, but then we are going to then take the flyers and put them on our foundation and actually market it for them. And obviously social media is the way to go now.
Wow, that's beautiful. And you I just love really what you just said. And here's Nolwazi, Nompumelelo Nolwazi saying something that, she loves the way you answer on Instagram, right? Here's the thing.
Oh,
I remember 5 years ago when I really kicked off my journey on Instagram. For me, it was more about sharing knowledge, sharing my personal life experiences as an entrepreneur, and help other people out there who may have found themselves in the same situation as me, but they wanted to be able to be relatable. The one thing we find in Africa, right, especially amongst the Black community, is that there are so many Black people out there who are successful, and the moment they become successful, they realize that, or they make it seem as though they cannot be touched again.
Reachable,
and, they're no longer reachable, right? So and then you see that, you started somewhere. Before you used to be some like everybody else, but now we look up to you. And the moment we know that you will not be able to respond to thousands of messages on a daily basis, but the moment you give yourself the time to answer to questions on Instagram or on your social media pages, show compassion, show that you are really connecting to the audience. Would you tell me and tell the audience following and listening to you right now, those who haven't heard the chance to speak to you, can you tell them exactly why are you on Instagram besides posting and showcasing about your good? Why are you on Instagram and how do you relate to them to helping them moving forward?
I think for me, more than anything, is social media is obviously a different platform than what we normally used to. But in normal daily life, if I bump into you and I say, "Hi, John, how are you?" You actually look very nice. What are you going to say? Thank you.
Right.
So people have kind of they don't associate social media with real life, and as much as it has its fakeness, but it's up to you how you actually want to treat it. So if
Sure.
you treat people with humanity and compassion, and I mean, somebody took their time, they could have just went through your post and moved on, but somebody took their time to say, "Oh, I noticed your shoes. You look beautiful. Oh, your dress is nice. Oh, you changed your hair." So why wouldn't you want to respond? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And obviously, if you have a lot of followers, you might actually find yourself with 1,000 comments. Obviously, you're not going to spend your time responding to each and every person, but you can at least respond to the first 30. So you kind of need to run away from the God complex. And I think as Black people, we tend to get a little successful and then we suddenly develop a God complex. Then people must start worshiping you. And then you forget that, oh, actually, I got to where I am because of those people. So now you want the same people to worship you, which is really tricky to me, but to each their own.
Nice. Listen, I told you I have a surprise guest for you, but
Okay.
before I actually bring the surprise guest, I want you to be able to talk to me exactly about your entrepreneurial journey. I know we've answered quite a few things here and there, but what really led you to creating Lendisi Creations, and what was that plug that actually got you to actually take off? I mean, look, I came to your house. You talked to me about exactly what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned some of the crazy numbers that you make on a monthly basis.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the numbers that you actually were able to make during the pandemic. Like,
Mm-hmm.
seriously, once again, I think I'm in the wrong business. Can you please tell me
You are
exactly
not.
how you make it all? I feel like I need to be a designer, guys. I mean, seriously.
Come and join me.
No,
Come.
I should probably be a silent partner or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, funny enough, I actually used to have a 9 to 5. Was in a financial institution for a few years, but I was really not happy. Like, I was unhappy, but I was good at what I do because I always apply myself. But I was really unhappy. Like,
Sure.
I would just rock up at work every day, all dressed to the nines, and people were like, "Are you sure you want to be here?" Because I would always like make the office my runway. So I
Right.
actually then, after having my kids and then staying at home, I realized, you know what, actually I have the time to actually re-evaluate my life and actually do better. So
Right.
then what I did is I was like, okay, let me first start by going to the image school, obviously, because for me, I felt like I don't want to just design for the sake of designing. So I want to go to image school, go to makeup school. So everything that I do, it needs to come with a formal training. So obviously I did that. And then after that, I literally started posting just stuff that I buy in shops, like on a daily basis. Like, I used to post every day, like Monday to Sunday. And
Right.
obviously people started getting it. So, oh, we like how you pay your staff and everything. But then when I would go to the shops and be looking for a specific item and I wouldn't find it. So I was like, ah, I might as well just start making my own things. Because funny enough, when I went to image school, I wanted to be an image consultant, stylist, and makeup artist. I
Right.
knew I could design because I saw my mother doing it. So I would design little things and make them from scratch. But I really wasn't focusing on that. But then I started making my own things because I couldn't find them in the shops. And people were like, "Where did you get that?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I actually made this." And then they'll be like, "Oh, can we have it?" And I'd be like, "Yes, 600 Rand." And that's literally how it began.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful story. So essentially, I think as well, it's been the consistency with which you were
Yeah.
able to post on a daily basis. And this is one thing, by the way, for all of you guys watching, right? So this is the one thing, and I think I mentioned on the group the other day, and some of them actually are probably on this live as well. Now, a lot of people think that social media is just a fancy tool to start watching people posting and all the memes and all that kind of stuff and laugh at others. This is what I tell people in social media. There's everything for everybody. The question
Yeah.
is, what are you looking for? If
Mm-hmm.
you are the type to consume information, the question is, what kind of information do you consume? Well, what kind of content do you consume? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
as much as I produce content, I also consume content from other people who inspire me because I want to learn something from them, or I want to get an inspiration from somebody else. We all need. I don't believe in being self-made. I don't believe in the story of self-made millionaire. That to me does not exist, because for me, being a millionaire, other people have helped me on that journey. That's why I'm completely and categorically against the notion of self-made millionaires. No, you are not self-made. You are made because other people supported you on that journey. You can't be alone within a specific ecosystem. So when you are on social media, what are you looking for? What do you want to achieve? If you produce content, what kind of content do you want to produce, right? If you are there just watching every single day, all day long, without being inspiration to other people, look, people will be like, well, you know what? Okay, I want to see that person because he makes me laugh all the time. All he does or she does is posting memes, right? Or yeah, I want to watch that person because all he does on a Sunday is preaching the word of God, right? And what are you looking for on social media? When you identify those, you will be able to establish yourself and your brand, because remember, you are a powerful brand. But until you figure out and you realize that you are a brand, a personal brand, you wouldn't get started. So you were quick to identify that, and you realized that social media was a place for me to share what I love. And the consistency in which you did that allowed you to grow a following. And you know what? Naturally, ladies love beautiful stuff. When they see another lady posting hair and posting, how you're wearing and the shoes and all that, they will be following that kind of stuff and want to know more from you. And well done for doing that. And with that being said, I want to bring on my surprise guest. And guess what? She is also a designer, and her name is Joanna Polser, originally from Zimbabwe. But she has an amazing journey, and I want to be able to bring her on here on the show. Hello, Joanna. Hello, hello, hello. Just that was,
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic, and good to have you here on the show.
Thank you so much. Hi, Lendisi. Nice to meet you.
Hi, likewise.
Here's the funny
Thank
thing.
you.
Here's the funny thing. Joanna follows you this year on Instagram, but you have never met, right?
No, we haven't once.
And I decided today that I'm going to bring on this show two ladies that to me I believe are powerhouses who are doing the same thing. And I want you guys to be able to share your knowledge, your journey. And Jo is she owns a brand called Jo Polster. And Jo, what I want you to do really briefly before we move on, what I want you to do really briefly is I want you to explain to the audience very briefly your entrepreneurial journey and how did you get involved in design and image consultancy and being an entrepreneur and a stylist, and how did you find the love in fashion?
Okay, so first of all, I've always been in the HR consulting industry. So I love people and I love working with people.
Right.
And I never really thought I would get into fashion. I always had a good eye for clothes and I always loved dressing well. So basically, I was an HR consultant, and I decided, I think my mindset was more based on being independent, being an entrepreneurial person and not relying on any corporate organization. And I think I literally wanted to find my way out of that. And obviously loving fashion, I came across a business that a tailor was selling basically because I'm based in Hyde Park Corner, and his name was Jerome Alteration. So basically he was selling his tailoring business. He used to do alterations, and I used to work inside the Hyde Park Corner office towers. And I used to take my clothes there. And one day he just asked me, look, I'm selling my business. And I thought, okay, no, I would be interested. And I took some time. I said, okay, how much are you looking for? And he told me, I wasn't ready to pay that sort of amount. And then he came back to me and he says, you know what? God says he wants me to sell this business to you. And because I'm also a very prayerful person, so I used to pray a lot, about God taking me out of the corporate world, but I didn't know how he was going to do it, basically. So I said to him, okay, if God said you want me to sell, he wants you to sell me this business, and he says, how much do you have? And I said, okay, this is how much I have, and I can pay you in these sort of installments. And he agreed, and voila, I bought Jerome's Alterations, and I turned it around and I made it to Joe Paul Alterations. And from there, I started making my own clothes like Lendisi, and met up with different retail owners wearing my clothes. And they loved what I was wearing. And from there, they decided to bring me on board, and I started supplying them with my clothing line, and I named it Joe Paul. So I basically opened my business under Joe Paul Holdings because it's structured in different areas. We started as an alteration business in Hyde Park Corner, doing alterations for your designer shops and so forth. And then I ended up having a clothing line. And to be honest, I didn't study any fashion or style or anything like that. I think it's just more of creativity and being an entrepreneur and business person. I call myself a business person. I hire people to do the things for me, and they basically, do what I want. Sometimes I even have to describe a picture. I don't do any sketches. I'm sorry, I can't do sketches, but I've got a very good eye, and I can see when people are looking good and not. So I would just give people, this is what I'm looking at. And because I'm a reserved person, and as I said, I'm also Christian, so sometimes I would find, okay, this is too much for me. I wouldn't wear that. I wonder if the other people like that. I want to show thigh, but not too much thigh. I want to show, cleavage, but not too much. Or like you were saying, some skin. But you know what? I've got to be classy whilst I'm trying to be sexy. And sexy doesn't necessarily mean underdressed. I can be fully dressed and wear so much fabric, but still look very sexy.
Wow, beautiful story. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, Joanna was once invited on I think it was an SABC show, the real housewives of Johannesburg, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, no, that was my friend is one of the housewives. I was just a guest at a birthday party.
How did I miss that? Because I watched that.
You missed the most exciting episode. Hey, it's a lot of drama. You should actually go back and watch it. And
I will go back. I'll go back tonight.
Just to remind you, this is the month of August when we celebrate women. And because of this, once again, a reminder, we are giving away one free custom-made outfit by Lendisi Creations. And the one and only amazing Lendisi is going to take care of you from the consultancy all the way through to delivering exactly what you're looking for. And all of that is going to be at our cost. So you don't spend a cent, you don't spend a dime to being able. And by the way, when you have received your outfit, I would love a testimonial. You take a picture. We want to see how beautiful you look like, and you come and post and tag us. We are going to put it on our pages as well. Now, we're changing gears now. Okay, so that was the introduction about yourselves. But right now, we want to educate people, right? So my first question to the both of you, and I'm going to start with you, Lendisi, is how do you become a professional image consultant, and how do you make money being one? I would like to understand. I'm actually very curious about it.
You have to find a very good school. There's quite a few in SA, like literally few. But you actually have to find the best one that is internationally recognized, because there is one where you actually where you get the image consulting package, and you also do makeup. So it's up to you if you want to do artistry makeup, the one they use in the movies and everything, or you want to do the beautiful bride and just day-to-day makeup. So you can go, I went to face, which is actually one of the best. So it's international recognized. So if you actually want to move to the US or UK, so that certificate would actually, or diploma will actually work for you. So you need to get the education or get somebody that went to school to actually teach you, because it's very hard. In image, it's not about, oh, I look good. Face shape matters. What you wear on your hair must go with your face. Your body type from Hourglass. straight, pear-shaped, all of that. You need to learn all of those things so you know how to appropriately dress a person according to their body shape, face shape, the height. It matters how tall a person is. For certain outfits, work for tall or short people. I know with the peplum, short people can't wear peplum. Short people shouldn't wear high-waisted pants, but we wear them because it literally cuts you off and you look even shorter than you are. So there's a lot that goes into image consulting, like the color of your skin, what jewelry looks nice on you, what clothes will wash you out, or what clothes will actually complement your skin. So you need to go get all that knowledge, or else you will not be able to help the ladies properly.
Beautiful. Joanna, tell me about that particular question as well from your perspective. What does it take for one? And I know that you probably have taken a very different approach. But what is the one thing that got you really close to being an image consultant and a stylist and a fashion lover?
That's to me, right? So, for me, you know what I always say, that talent is also very important. Not everyone really has money to go to school. Like I said, when you've got a talent and a good eye, that's important. They don't teach you how to have talent. They don't teach you how to have a good eye at school. So I think when you understand what good looks like and what fits properly, I always say a garment that fits properly is very important. You need to wear something that actually fits you, and you need to understand your body type. Like, what looks good on me? If I'm a fully figured woman, what would look good? If I'm a slim, tall woman, what would look nice on me? So I always look at the fact of you've got to understand your body, what you look like, and in terms of how to make money through image consulting, I'm not an image consultant, as so I wouldn't really understand and know, because I don't. I'm more into the sale of the clothes. So I would sell the clothes to the image consultant, basically, and they would come to me, look, I'm looking for this sort of style, and then I would say, okay, this is what I have, and these are the creations that I have, because I'm more of a very creative person and a business-minded person. So I create a lot. I like to make clothes. I like to see beautiful things, and I like to see them on my clients. And so I'm more selling clothes to the retailers, my line being placed in stores like your Burgundy Fly and your Big Blue and your Be Seen. So that's where you'd see some of my garments in. And obviously, because of COVID and so forth, you need to always reinvent yourself. The retailers are also struggling, and you really admire Lendisi, the way she has shown herself off on social media, which is something that I never did, and I relied on the retailers. And now I have to now put my foot, my first foot out and say, okay, I need to also be, out there on social media and now tell people this is who we are. This is Joe Paul, because people see Joe Paul, but they don't know who Joe Paul is, and that's what I'm trying to do. And in terms of monetizing on my garments, on online shopping, social media, marketing, and so forth. And reaching out to the stylists and the image consultants to say, we're here and we have different types of garments that would interest you for your clients.
Beautiful, beautiful. There's amazing comments, and I want to pick a few actually. I mean, somebody asked exactly how they can actually get, I believe, Joanna's Insta handle, and I think we actually posted it right there on the comments. You should be able to see that. It's at Joe Polser or at Joe Polser Alterations. And for those of you who actually don't know necessarily Lendisi's handle, I mean, come on, that would be too hard. I mean, she's got quite close to 300,000 people, almost a quarter of South Africa following her. So you definitely know her handle. But if you want to know more about her foundation, that would be Lendisi_foundation or Lendisi_creations for that matter. Now, there's an interesting question here. Somebody asking, that is Popo Kusana. Who is John? Because I've seen him on Insta. It's like he's a good businessman. Thanks to his page. Thank you very much, Popo. Thank you very much. I would love to believe that I am one. John Lombela is simply an entrepreneur. Like, I love to inspire people. I am originally from the DRC, so I speak French, yes, and I've been in South Africa for the last 18 years. So I'm pretty much part of the furniture, and that's what I often like to mention to people out there. But as an entrepreneur, we're working on amazing things, and one notable project that is really keeping my team and myself really busy at the moment is we are busy working on an amazing project. It's a digital bank, but you guys will know more about that as we progress. All right. So for now, what I want to do is to move into another question. So what is the difference between an image consultant and a stylist?
It's actually more or less the same thing, but normally stylists do not know about body shapes, or obviously there's the normal or pear-shaped, straight, round, and all of that, but they don't know how to go deep into it.
Right.
Image consultants know about what face shapes, different face shapes, what goes with the face shapes. They know what certain, there's this color. What's this color? It's sort of like a blue, but it's a light blue. It's similar to a sky blue. So it's quite a light color. That light color normally doesn't look on dark skinned people, but you see a lot of, and when I mean dark skinned people, I mean blue undertone dark skinned people. So that means it's us, it's the Asians, it's the Indians, and it's also the Caucasians with brunette hair. So when you touch their hand, sort of like you pinching, you see a blue undertone. So certain colors, vivid, bright colors, look good on those people, but the ashy, wabile colors don't look good on us. But we wear them sometimes. But a stylist is going to see a nice garment, a nice design, and give it to you without actually realizing that, oh, actually it's going to wash you out. We see it a lot on the red carpet where you see a beautiful woman dressed in a beautiful dress, but the dress is wearing her. And sometimes it's the color. And sometimes it's the shape of the dress. It doesn't go with the person. So I just think that that's the difference between an image consultant and a stylist. And a stylist, obviously, they have the eye. They're born with it. They know what's trending. They know what's fashionable. They know what looks good. But now when you're an image consultant, you go deeper into it because you have more information. I believe. At least that's what I was taught.
Joe, you wanna chime in and make a couple of comments on that? Otherwise, I'm going to move on to another interesting question that will still bring you into the topic of being a stylist. Okay, so how to become a personal stylist and run a fashion business? How does one look? I've in South Africa, I know I've seen, for example, what's her name, Kifilwe. She's got a huge following. Okay, so what do we call her? Do we call her an image consultant? Do we call her a stylist? What do we call her? And how does one make money like that?
Joanne, do you want to take this one?
Please tell me, educate me, educate the ladies
I can
here.
only answer on how to run a fashion business, but I would call Kifilwe a fashion icon, and a socialite, because she represents clothes that are from different brands. You know what I mean? And I think, today, funny enough, I was just chatting to my daughter. I have a 21-year-old daughter, and she was telling me that the people actually get paid. Sorry, I'm a family woman, so if you hear kids screaming, you don't know what's down with this jacket. I have my PJs on. Right. Just try to. So, but the fact is, she was telling me that people actually get paid. So we're talking about Mahaili. I think her name is Mahaili or something like that. And because she's got over 1.2 million followers on Instagram, you literally get paid for having over 1 million Insta followers. So I think that's probably how certain fashion icons and socialites make money, by representing the brands and advertising for them. There are different ways of running a fashion business, I would say. Some would go overseas, buy clothes, and just sell clothes, from different labels. And then there's obviously designers that would make their own garments and sell garments and create their own line and sell from there. And there's obviously different people that also have like maybe a warehouse or factories. Like, you know, I have tailors that work on my stuff for me. I give them and tell them this is what I'm looking for, and we do our own reproduction in our offices, you know, in our warehouse and so forth. So that's different ways of running a fashion business. I think you can't really put a line to it, you know. You can you buy and sell, you know. You can buy brands from China and then sell and, you know, make money in different ways. It's just up to you what your passion is. But another thing is that once you're in it, don't do it for money or anything. It's a passion, because business is not easy, you know. The money might not come in soon, and you have to wait and you have to be patient. So if it doesn't come in soon and you know it's your passion, you will wait. But if it's not your passion and you want money, you're going to wait for money, and the money ain't going to come, and you're not going to do the business. So yeah, so I just, oh my gosh, I told you guys that I have someone is poking me.
Actually, you know what? We want to see him or her. She can join the camera, and we can say hello to the future designer right there. That's what's up. That's the whole idea of being working from home or jumping live from home. And the whole idea is to really enjoy at home during this pandemic. So whether the kids are jumping on and whatever, that doesn't matter at all. It is the new normal, by the way. Now, you see, Lendisi and Joe, this goes to the both of you, right? Think about it. You are seen on Instagram, and somebody who comes in for the first time and starts following you, Lendisi, on Instagram, and sees, first of all, that you have a huge following, and a lot of people might think that, you know what, you were raised in a place where, in a family with a lot of money. Whether that is the case or not, the reality is we give a certain image to those who are following us, and then some of those who want to be like you would start thinking, okay, you know what, but I can't really start because I don't have money. I want to become like Lendisi. She drives a nice car. She dresses nice. I want to be in business, but I don't know how to get started. So the one thing is, I want us to talk about how do we raise funding? How do we actually set up this business? How do we raise funding for us to start a fashion or a stylist business?
Well, I think with social media now, I don't really think money is needed. And what I did was, if you look at my old pictures from when I started in 2013, 2014, when I joined Instagram, I haven't deleted them. I left them there. So if you want to start from the beginning, see how Asia I looked back then.
That's a consistent growth.
Yes. That's a reason why I actually didn't delete. Most people delete their pictures. I keep them there, so that the new person that started following me now, as opposed to the person that has been there, will actually see that, oh, she came, oh, she wore this, oh, Mr. Price, oh, okay. So people need to understand that really it's not even about having money. It's not even about wearing the brands, because I think a lot of people really mistake Instagram for a branded, I don't know what branded, whatever it is, but they kind of feel like you have to come with the Louis Vuittons, with the Gucci's, which is really far from the truth. And if we're being honest with ourselves, what are we doing wearing Gucci's? That's for rich people. That's actually for wealthy people, not even rich people. So that's the mistake right there. People are scared to be themselves. People are scared to post. And you'll find that the person is actually quite fashionable. The person has a great eye, and they could go to your Mr. Price, your legit, your Ackermans, and pair their outfits and look nice, but they have the pressure, of watching the other people wear the most expensive things, which most of them are fake. Some of them are bought in ways that we won't talk about here. But the pressure is just too much for the young, especially the young ladies to. Funny enough, I'm actually saying that even the older ladies sometimes get the pressure from that. And they don't understand that just do what you love, do you, don't look at the next person, do what works for you. And what I try and do is I try not to show off too much of my life. I try not to show off where I live too much. I try not to show off what car I got now, what restaurant, what hotel, because I don't want the pressure. I want someone to just look at my outfits, which is why I kind of consistently take pictures in one area so the person understands that it's about the clothes. I'm not trying to
Right.
show you any
Right.
lifestyle. It's about the clothes. I'm a designer, and I don't want you to look at my page and then when you're done, you start feeling heart palpitations. You start feeling, oh my God, oh wow, people are living out there. What's wrong with me? I'm not doing well. And most of the stuff, it's not even real. It's fake. A lot of it, it's 95% of it, it's fake. So right now you are getting a heart attack over something that doesn't even exist. So I just think people need to understand that you don't, whatever your family affords or whatever you afford, just make do with that. And that's just it.
You know what? Spot on with that, and I'm just enjoying the show. I mean, really, two powerful ladies in the house. Really, come on, Joe. What's your take on that?
You know what? I think Lindy says spot on. I'm a realist. I'm so real, and I think that's what has actually stopped me from literally posting so many pictures of myself and actually being this person on. Because I forget about the posting, to be honest, and I'm on the ground trying to work hard. And like I said, I mentioned I had a daughter. She's 21, and I didn't come from money. I literally came from poverty. When they say poverty, your face just pops up, poverty, because you come from nothing. And I fell pregnant when I was 17. So you must know that I only ended up in my high school, so literally I had to work hard, become a mother, and all the things I've achieved, it's because of my hard work and dreams. So I don't have time to pretend. And I think people should understand that fashion should not have a price tag on it. Fashion is beautiful in any sense. You can make a garment in the cheapest fabric and it will look amazing. And I can pair it with a t-shirt or a jacket from Mr. Price and it will look amazing. And if it's about mixing and matching. It's not all about the labels and the designs. We need to just try to be real with ourselves and not put too much pressure. I'm one that loves to sleep. So my peace is very important. So obviously, I'm not going to try and fake it to try and make people think that it's going on right here. It's tough to run a business and it's tough. It was tough trying to be a single mother as a teenager, trying to give your child the best life and being where I am today. And to be honest with you, my goal and my dream is to teach and guide a lot of young girls so that you can do it and you don't have to sell yourself for it and you don't have to fake to pretend of anything, because if God gave this, he knows you can handle it and he will carry you through it. And listen here, it's not about the price tag.
This is by far one of the most entertaining interviews I've had since I started having ladies on the show, right? But this is your month, ladies. This is your month, and I love the truthfulness that actually is coming out of you too, and I really do love. So I want to ask you a question on that, on this aspect of. And I think Joanna, you kind of brush it off a little bit. So what does it mean to be fashionable? Do I need to wear the Louis Vuitton, the Balenciaga? Do I need
you can
to
have
wear...
a Louis Vuitton, well, but no, it doesn't mean. It means to have taste, to have style, to put together your garments in an appropriate way that looks fantastic and looks good on your body. So every person has their own fashion sense. So you can find 5 people wearing different garments, but they all look fashionable in their own way. Fashionable is representing your personality, who you are. When I go to work, sometimes people don't recognize because I'm in most of the time in tights, t-shirts, or my jeans, because and that's me. I create beautiful dresses for women, but I'm always in casual. So I decided, I think I also need to design a casual wear of who I am. But 5 people can wear different items representing their personalities, and it can look good on them. And it will inspire different people because we are all different. Hence, there is no need even for competition in the industry as women, because guess what? Lendisi has her own personal style. I have my own personal style. What I create I think of is not the same. So, someone may like that and they may want Joe, Paul, and Lendisi in their wardrobe.
At the same time.
And they can wear a Lendisi top and a Joe Paul jacket and it will look fantastic. But they're all same designers. And I think as Black people, we need to also understand that, because guess what? You can wear Louis Vuitton and you can wear Gucci and you can wear Christian Dior all together. So why don't you wear all Black designers all together?
I think that is so true, and we tend to be encouraging, buying all of these international brands and so forth, as opposed to supporting our own Black owned brand, right? I mean, that's the one thing. Is it a stigma? I mean, why do we feel like we have to? And by the way, when we start going out there looking for those brands, we are we even actually go and decide to start buying fake.
Of course.
What drives that, ladies? What drives that? Please tell the audience here. Let's educate people differently.
I just think that we haven't fixed our mindsets yet.
Right.
We are still under that, whatever it is that Balungu did to us has lasted for generations, because we really have some self-loathing going on. Like we don't notice how when the next Black person is doing well, the next Black person is not happy. They'll always see the next Black person as competition, but they don't see a white person as competition. And the funny thing about us, white people don't support our things. I have a kiddo salon in Nelspruit, and when I opened my kiddo salon, I had white and Indian customers. They kept asking, who owns the salon? Who owns the salon? The minute they found out that it was my salon, I'm a Black woman, I will tell you today, I do not have a white client. I do not have an Indian client. What does that tell you? They are not about to take their money and give it to a Black person.
Right.
But Black people, you would rather take your money and took it to a white person instead of supporting another Black person who is going to one day elevate you or your children. So we are still stuck behind, mainly because we don't like ourselves. And honestly, if I don't like Joe, I don't like myself. It's as simple as that. It's impossible for me to like Joe if I don't feel comfortable in my own skin, if I'm not comfortable in my Blackness. So that is what is making us run to the Louis Vuittons and the Gucci's, because when you think about it, you get a boyfriend, he buys you a Gucci bag, you don't have a car. Why on earth do you have a Gucci bag? Why is he not taking that money and giving it to you to go start a nail tech thingy or go open something, anything, go get your education? But the first thing you ask for is Gucci. So even if that guy is coming to you and say, Gucci sees you like, whoa, booty, can I have the money? I want to start something. But our mentality is so wrong. And another thing, we look at Americans, we want to compare ourselves to the Kardashians. You look at the Black entertainers, those people are rich. They are rich. They can sleep for 2 months and not wake up and they would still be rich. We, on the other hand, have to start from scratch, and nothing was laid out for us. There's no foundation. Joe started from scratch. I started from scratch. I also became a mother at 17, raised a child. It was hard. So now you don't have a mother that's going to be like, oh, here's your inheritance. Start a business. Oh, here's your car. You start from scratch. So what essentially we are doing is we are messing up our own children. If I don't do better for my children will start from scratch again. So wouldn't it be nice if we could leave generational wealth for our children? But if we're busy buying the Gucci's every day, obviously nobody says you mustn't treat yourself. I wear my Louis Vuitton, I wear my Hermes, but it's after I know that I have enough in the bank, I can afford to do this. And what I do is I buy classics. I buy something that is timeless that I will leave for my children and they can sell it. And I always say to my friends, if you're going to buy a designer bag, don't buy a designer bag that's in fashion now. Go look for a classic, something that you buy for 20,000 today. If you're going to resell it, you can still resell it for 20 or 25. So don't waste your money over something that's, you go buy yourself a watch, get a watch that you can resell one day. Your child will be in trouble and take, let me take my mother's watch to the watch people. Here's
Right.
200,000. Oh my God, it's a classic. But we are busy going in and out of Gucci, in and out of Louis Vuitton. Like, who are we? White people don't bother themselves with that. But we are busy taking our black money to the white people. What have you done for yourself? God help us.
You know what? Like you've just taken the show by storm. Like, dude, this is amazing. This is exactly what we want our generation of Black entrepreneurs, business women, and men as well. Every single entrepreneur out there to start listening to these voices, right? And by the way, this is the reason why this platform does exist. The Redefine Your Heart show is a weekly Monday show. Every Monday at 7 p.m., we bring you an exciting guest from around the world. And by the way, each and every single one of those guests, I have personally met them. If I don't, I make sure that I meet them, especially if my team recommends me somebody I haven't met before. I go and meet them. We have coffee, we mingle. And the idea is to grow an ecosystem of entrepreneurs around the world. And ladies, you guys are just amazing. But one thing before I ask this other question, I want to ask you this. What is the role of an influencer, especially on social media, when it comes to fashion? What is their role? What are they there to do? What are they trying to achieve?
To
I saw it
influence you to buy.
A lady mentioned here that Kefiwe is an influencer, right? So what does she influences on, and how does she make money by influencing? I'm actually interested to know that.
The brands pay her. Obviously, if Gucci approaches her and like, we have a new line of our designs we would like for you to go. Obviously, they know she has a lot of followers. People love her. People are influenced by her. If she wears something, they want to have it. So obviously, Gucci will give her the bag, and obviously she will post it. And another person with the pocket will go and purchase it. That's how they make their money. You actually get water companies, you get food companies. I mean, I saw Lay's doing it the other day, where they give you chips to say, oh, obviously if Kefilu is eating those chips, I want to taste them. So basically that's what influencers do. And
Nice.
They make a lot of money from it. They actually really do make a lot of money from it.
Beautiful. So I'm going to dive into, obviously we are in a pandemic. Okay, we and by the way, we're landing towards the end of the session, but we have been struck by a pandemic that none of us have faced before. Okay, the one thing that I want to understand is, how has COVID-19 impacted your business, both of you individually, but also, have you been one of those lucky people to get access to the so-called COVID relief fund to help you?
I will boldly say it. I will boldly say it. All that COVID money went to the ANC. We know nothing about it. We did not see it. We don't smell it.
No, I don't
No.
smell it.
I don't even know one person that got it. I know some of my business. Yes, not one person. All my friends that have businesses that applied and everything, they all got a no. I know some. I have a friend. Yes, I have my friend Flo who manages artists. I know that her artists didn't get anything, so I know it's bad. It's like, So for me personally, what helped me was, obviously it got rough. People stopped buying clothes. People are not going anywhere. People are scared. They don't know if they have their jobs or not. So what helped me was my savings. Because I have a salon in Nelspruit. I had to pay rent. I had to pay electricity that I'm not using. I had to pay my workers, because I can't tell them I don't have money. Where they're going to go? They're my children. I have to make sure they get paid. So literally I had to dig into my savings. I have to pay all my other debts. I have to eat, and I have to pay my workers that stay with me. They have wives wherever they are. I have to make sure I send them. So it was really rough, but I won't complain. God was on my side. It quickly turned around, like literally in April, when things started easing up. I started getting orders in May. June, it went back to normal. So I can't really complain that much, but all I can say, savings, savings, savings.
Good. Joe?
Yeah, so with me, I didn't get anything. It was bad. And to be honest with you, I think because I'm a woman of faith, I've decided to tell myself, even as a businesswoman, as a mother, that if you have no control over it, there is no point stressing. So I let it go and I consumed the lockdown. And obviously, I had to pay my employees. I did apply for the banking COVID relief, didn't get it. So I ended up having to pay for my for salaries. And then we had to go back because another thing, a saving grace was that before COVID closed, we were working on a big order for a large retailer with 24 stores. So we had not finished the order, and some of it was for winter. So at least we went back in June April, May, in May, to try and finish off that order, and then to try and resolve and see if we can get paid in the 30 days and whatnot. But you know what? I think that just you have to reinvent yourself. And obviously we started doing the masks. I think everybody was doing masks. So you reinvent yourself, like literally. You just do what you gotta do to make it work. And also my tailors and my employees have something on the table. So after June, July, yes, things started working out because I also work with events, so you've got, events have been canceled, and I also have walk-ins from alterations. Hence I said my business is structured into different areas, making suits, events, and alterations and so forth. And then the retailer providing clothing for retailers and so forth. So you literally reinvent yourself, and hence I decided, you know what, I actually obviously need to proactively put myself out there on social media, and technology has now become the big thing. And if you're not out there, no one will know about you, and you cannot sell because people to come to you. So what do you have to do? Have your online store and make sure you advertise, market, and people see what you have online, So you literally have to reinvent yourself and stop stressing about things you have no control of, and be honest with your people. I'm very honest with my employees. I tell them, listen, I can only pay you half. I can only do this, but we are a team. You understand, and you know me. Before this, things were not like this, so you can actually see that it's real. So being very honest and having people that have worked for me for a very long time and that trust you and understand that the person that I am, and knowing that, look, if I say I will pay you, if I'm going to give you this, let's work together, but let's be a team.
So let's answer that question real quick. How can local designers make enough noise to be heard and seen on the market and become an option rather than renowned brands?
I just think social media, that's all you have at this point. I think just social media is the way to go, because even Zara is closing down. I hear the Durban branch closed. So walk-ins are becoming a bit outdated. Everything is going online. I just think market, just be on social media, be active. Something eventually will pop. And it's just the saddest thing is that designers in SA, there's not that many of us, but we are not together. So imagine if the big designers will co-sign the upcoming new designers. That would actually make a difference, So, because more than anything, imagine if the older designers would actually co-sign the new designers. That will actually make a lot of South Africans start consuming homemade stuff. So all these things at downtown, wherever, because I make some of my designs and then 2 days later, it's at the Chinese shop for 200 rand, whilst I'm selling it for 9.5. And that thing is painful. And that will not go away if there's that, our industry is so small, where we are actual designers making things from scratch, homemade, giving our own people jobs. So if we were to co-sign each other, help each other, because honestly, when you think about it, When you go to a mall, there's Woolworths, there's Truworths, there's Foschini. You go to Woolworths, after Woolworths, you go to Foschini, you go to Truworths, you get whatever you want. It's the same mall. No one is angry. But with us, we tend to make everything a competition. So if we were literally to help each other and co-sign each other and be like, oh, there's this new designer. Here, guys, check that person out. And most of the time, they're not even doing the same things as you. So it's not like they're taking your customers, because we can't possibly design the same things unless I'm copying you. So for me, I just feel like we kind of need to stick together so we can stop the whoever people that I will not mention that are stealing our stuff and selling it for less, way like it's insulting.
Yeah.
Last time I saw a suit of mine being sold for $3.99, like, who sells a suit for $3.99? What kind of suit is that? Who would even buy that suit? But somebody's going to buy it because it's cheaper. So if we will all to actually get together, do great things together, support each other, and make this a tradition where South Africans understand that we buy from our own people. That will actually, even our economy would actually wake up, because we are slowly dying.
And which brings me to my last topic, ladies. It's been an amazing conversation, and my last topic here is really around education. Okay, so things like master classes or a training academy and business coaching. And I think, Lendisi, you've just mentioned quite a few things that are interesting, and we want to be able to empower a community of entrepreneurs. I mean, these people who are looking up to you want to be taught, they want to be trained, they want to be coached. You know, they want to find a mentor in you. So what are the measures that you guys are putting in place together to make that a reality for them? And by the way, after this, I will announce the winner. My team is actually, it's been an interesting number of people from Twitter to Facebook, but yeah, we'll choose one winner. So please tell me, from an education perspective, exactly how do you guys look forward to handling this? Master classes, do you offer any? Do you intend to offer any? A training academy, a business coach? Is there any place like that to really help young ladies, young designers, young talent to embark on a journey of success like yourselves?
Well, if you recall, I did tell you that I'm actually trying to get a school for seamstresses, designers, and all of that, because I feel like the biggest struggle in SA is actually finding somebody that can actually sew, like the most basic things. That's literally the hardest. So you literally have to go international, the other parts of Africa, Malawi, Tanzania, Mozambique. It's very, very hard to find a South African that can sew, which is actually very sad, because there are a lot of people that don't have jobs. There are a lot of people that would like to do the work, but I really haven't found a school that actually helps people with that. I know of one that is in Hyde Park, but it is expensive. So a lot of people literally cannot afford it, because I know a friend that pays about 100,000 for that. So that's super expensive. A lot of people can't afford that. So me personally, my biggest dream is to actually start a school that's actually going to focus on that, mainly fashion designers, because some people aren't even good at designing, but they're good at sewing, seamstresses and all of that, just tailors at a large. Because when you think about it, in other African countries, it's mandatory for people to have those things. They have those skills, but in our country, we don't have that. So, and if you notice it, I know with you, Joe, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of guys that are sewing for you instead of women. So in those countries, they don't even care about the gender. If it's a job, you learn how to do it and you do it well, and then you go get a job. But with us, our guys here, I'm like, I wouldn't be caught sewing anything. No, that's for women. So we kind of need to change that, because there are people that would like to do that. I know a guy that would like to learn how to do that. So I think it'll be great for us to actually have those platforms.
Joe, your thought?
There is one school that I know of, John. It's called Studio 5. It's based in Johannesburg CBD. They also, I think, teach how to sew. And you know what? I think a lot of the times, I think my desire is that as Africans, we can actually make garments that are so beautifully made that you cannot even tell the difference. That if you put a Versace or a Vera Wang dress there, you cannot tell. And I think a lot of the people think it's about the sewing. It's not about the sewing, it's also the eye and the touch of the garment. I always tell my tailors that, you know what, when you make a garment, even though I didn't, so I did a few courses here and there, short courses, and it's like a woman, you know, when you take care of a woman and when you're taking care of a garment, it's very important that you hold it with passion and love so that the stitch and it looks close to perfection. When I look at an item, I do not want to see, I can already tell the errors on a garment, you know. So it's not about just sewing and going with the machine and okay, you're done. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, and you know, a lot of people think it's just about how many garments you can make a day. No, about the perfection in the garment. And I think I really wish and hope, and my desire is to obviously one day have a manufacturing plant where I can hire a lot of us Black Africans and make clothes like Vera Wang, like Gucci, like the Chinese do. And we don't have to go to China and here, but we actually have our own manufacturing plant, and we have mastered the art of perfection, quality garment construction without thinking you've done it in your back room, you know.
Beautiful. Ladies, this was an amazing show. Lendisi, you definitely kudos. Joe,
Thank you.
remember, I told you that already since I told you I was going to bring you as a surprise guest on this show. You've done amazing, and I do believe that our audience certainly has been able to learn so much from you, but also know exactly what you guys do. Remember, if you want to follow them, you know the handle. It will be at Lendisi or at Lendisi_Creations or _Foundation, and for Joe, that will be at Joe Pulsar or at Joe Pulsar Alteration. All right. And she definitely owns the Joe Paul brand. And for me, that will be as easy as that. John Lombela at John Lombela on all the platforms and so forth. So we have a winner, and this winner is from Facebook. So we've had a lot of people sharing on Twitter. We've had a lot of people sharing on Facebook. And when I mention the name, I want you to comment on the post, actually on the comment section, really, so we can actually see that. Her name or his name is Tariro Makanga. I believe I said the name right. Let me see that again. Tariro Makanga and Tariro Makanga. So please, Tariro, if you are live in here, please, I want you to make a comment there so that we can actually tell you how to get in touch with us. My team has sent me a name, and we want to make sure that you acknowledge if you are here. I'm going to count to 3, and if you are not there, well, it goes to somebody else. Actually, so Tariro Maganga, I hope you are here to be able to win this prize, so we can actually tell you exactly how to go about it. So you are the one who has shared the most, apparently so far. You know what? I'm gonna ask my show manager if we should actually go to the next one or just contact Tariro privately. Tabang, I know you're listening to me. Please pop me a message. Do you want us to go to the second name because Tariro is not responding here, or what? Please tell me what to do here real quick, or we stick to Tariro. Okay, Tabang, I want to mention to me, what do we do? Okay, hold on one second. So it's been an interesting conversation. You know what? We are going to get a hold of Terero and make sure that we engage with him or her. Actually, definitely, because it will be a custom-made outfit by Lendisi. All right. So make sure that we're gonna stick to her. That's what he confirms to me. We're gonna stick to her. Make sure you reach out to us. Send me a private message. My team is gonna pick that up, and we are going to give you instructions on how you can meet personally. If you've never met Lendisi, you are going to meet her personally this time around. And by the time you're done with that particular outfit, I want you to definitely take a nice picture and send it off. So, ladies, I want you to give your closing comments on today's show. What is your advice? What can we advise our young and upcoming entrepreneurs, business ladies, and what can you provide us an advice, please?
Joe, go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. You know what? I want to say that follow your dreams, think big, expand your thinking. Don't stop envisioning the things you want to see, but also have faith. Have faith, even if they say it's as small as a mustard seed, and just go for what you want to go for. I did things when I didn't have money, but because I decided and I made the move, the money came. How the money came, I can't explain. Certain things happened, but because I wanted to and made the move. And don't give up, hey? If things are tough, don't give up. Because you know what? At the end of the tunnel, there will be light. Just hanging there and do things that you have a passion for. Because if you don't have a passion for it, you're going to give up and let it go. So have a passion for it to work, and believe that it will work. For yourself, and do it for yourself, not for people. Don't listen to the voices that tell you this and that. Listen to the voice that is within you. That is the voice that will set you on fire and that will make you go high.
Beautiful. Lendisi.
I think she said just about everything I was going to say. But I think more than anything, yeah, she took the words right out of my mouth. But I just feel that another thing, kind of hang out with like-minded people. Because I realized when I grew up, I had all kinds of friends. And sometimes when you share your big dreams with small-minded people, it becomes a problem. How? Where? No, it's impossible. It's not doable. So kind of find like-minded people, hang out with them, seek information, do your research, and a lot of research. And as she said, don't do anything just because everybody else is doing it, or don't do it because you think there's money in it. Because once you do that, when it goes, you will quit immediately and you move on to something else. And then when that doesn't work, you quit. So in the end, you'll be a jack of all trades and master of none. So just pick something that you are really passionate about, so that even when it gets tough, we have umbrella.
Beautiful. Ladies, you and I will meet again, absolutely, like we always do. Thank you all, and stick to business. Lendisi will contact you and engage with our new winner. And Joe, stick to business, and I know that you are definitely moving along well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you very much again. It's been an amazing show. Once again, every single Monday at 7 p.m., what we do, we host the Redefine Your Hustle show. It is about bringing in an inspiring guest, an entrepreneur, a business individual, a celebrity, or whoever that is from around the world, who can certainly share some good nuggets, some insight with you. And depending on who the guest is, we will always have a giveaway. If it is an author, we give you a book. If it is like Lendisi, we're doing this for the first time. Who knows? Maybe we'll have somebody who designed cars and we'll give a car away on the show. That's just for laughs. But thank you very much. Thank you, Yuget. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Shoshana. Thank you, Zinclair, Alice, Gillan, Refilway, Donna Shimento, Dimple, everybody really. But you know what? On next Monday, we have another amazing guest, and that will be KB Motown. So she's going to come onto my show. More details as of tomorrow. Make sure that you stay tuned and you share everything that we do with our lovely network so that we can actually engage going forward. All right. So thank you very much indeed, and I look to seeing you.
So, can blockchain be a catalyst for development in Africa? Here is our interview with John Lombela.
It's going to be a pretty unique show where we're talking to digital entrepreneurs and Black entrepreneurs that are actually doing great things. Let it be in the marketing space, let it be in cryptocurrency. And I brought back John Lombela, a good friend of mine who's been playing in that space for quite a while. John Lombela, John is the cryptocurrency guru. I call him like that.
I'm an entrepreneur myself, all the way from South Africa. It is important to always develop new things, right? So ambitiously build new cases beyond just financial services. Yes, we believe in the financial services. I mean, Bitcoin, as a matter of fact, was created as a payment system, a peer-to-peer cash electronic system. It all started from there, but it doesn't have to stop there.